I was visiting my spiritual director, and I was lamenting about all the things that were going on in my life. And I came to a point where I said, it would just be great if God would write a message just for me in the sky. And it would be something like this: Gil, turn left now. After a while, I ran out of steam. When I stopped talking, he remained in silence. I knew because of our relationship, he was reflecting and praying and holding sacred space for me. After a while, he said, Gil, I went to see my friend in Portland. And I was there 2 weeks. Every morning, he did the same thing. He went down to the grocery, bought 2 loaves of bread, 2 jars of peanut butter, 2 jars of jelly. He came home, he made sandwiches. He took them down to the bridge by where he lived, and he gave them out to the homeless. And I couldn't get that out of my mind. So I sat down and I wrote a check, and I put a sticky note on the check, and it said, "This is for your ministry." About 2 weeks later, I got an envelope in the mail from my friend. I opened it up. It was my check. On top of my sticky note was another sticky note. And on that sticky note it said, "Make your own damn sandwiches." The more pregnant the silence, the better the chance for rebirth. I believe it is in the silence and in the subtle stories where spiritual direction meets leadership. Now, I'd been ordained about 6 months, and I got one of those calls from the bishop. His assistant said, "Gil, the bishop wants to see you right away." I said, I've got some free time tomorrow." The assistant said, "He has some free time in an hour." Oh, shit. All the heresy was scrolling through my mind. What could I have possibly done that was going to call me to be excommunicated from the church? I got to his office. I was escorted into the conference room next to his office. Long table. The assistant said, "Sit on this side in this chair." I sat down. I waited a long time. The bishop came in. I stood up. We shook hands. He sat across the table from me. He said, "Gil, I have a no-brainer for you." I thought, oh man, I'm screwed. If I disagree with him, I'm saying he has no brain. Probably not rather admit that I don't have one. He said, "Gil, your campus ministry is going pretty well." I thought, okay. He said, "The parish that's right next to the campus, I'm going to merge your job as campus minister with the job of being the vicar of the parish. 2 jobs into one." He said, "Now, normally I'd give you a few days to pray about it, but I need an answer right now. I need for you to be there on Sunday." I said, "Well, do you at least have a little advice?" He said, "Yeah, just love the people." I thought that was pretty easy, right? I could do that. I could just love the people. Well, when I got there, I realized that this was a dying parish. And the first thing and the only thing on their mind was their fear of death, that the parish would die and their identity would die with it. I had this young, emergent community. No one in our group knew how to spell Episcopal or cared or thought that it mattered. They were just seeking God. I had this other group that was afraid of dying. So I thought, well, I'll do these two jobs separately. This one community that's new, and thinking and searching, they need a midwife. That's right. Someone to help them birth their ideas. This group is dying. What do they need? Hospice worker. I'll sit with them, pray with them, be present with them while they die. Midwife, hospice worker. What do they have in common? Oh, one thing. The midwife is sitting and being present. The hospice worker is sitting and being present. The midwife is not giving birth, and the hospice worker is not the one dying. They're present while the other person does the work. Oh. Midwife group. Oh, wait, they're dying. Everything is dying. Ideas die. Relationships die. Institutions die. People die. The other group? Why, everyone is birthing. And we as Christians believe that out of death comes new life. My sister has Prader-Willi syndrome. That's the deformity of chromosome 15, mentally and physically handicapped. She can't string a lot of words together. 1, 2, 3, 4 words make long sentences. When our mother died, since I am the only sibling, I was the one that drove to Tucson 150 miles to tell her that our mother was dead. I'm pretty confident that her screams shattered the windows of heaven. And I prayed that God was cowering in the corner. In about an hour, she was ready. We drove back in silence. In 3 days, we were throwing dirt on our mother's coffin. We're very close, but it was about 3 months before we actually could be alone to have our own time to talk. That's my normal practice, to take her to lunch. And so the conversations are something like this. She says the name of our children, and so that means she wants me to tell them how our son and how our daughter are doing. Then she loves to know about our grandson, so she can say Cole, and so she wants me to tell all about Cole. And then she wants to know about my dog, whose name is Jesus, and that's his name. His name is Jesus. And she wants to know all about him. She loves dogs. So we were in the restaurant, and dinner was served. Now, Prader-Willis have an eating disorder. They eat everything manically. Most of them die in their 30s from obesity and the issues surrounding it. My sister's 59, the oldest known Prader-Willi in this state, one of the oldest known in the country. So dinner was served, lunch was served. She doesn't talk, she eats. I randomly told some stories about whatever was going on in life. She stopped, they took away the dishes. She started talking about the dog again. And then there was that silence that always is interspersed in our conversations. And she said, "Wash my hair today." When you're an older brother, there's a lot of things you regret saying. I said, "Do you wash your hair every day?" She may be mentally, handicapped, but she gives me the look every sister would give her brother, the look, "You idiot. Yes, I wash my hair every day, don't you?" So then, like an older brother, I tried to make up. I said, "Well, Dinah, your hair looks awesome. It's really beautiful. It's full, it's silver. It's great. Do you blow dry it and style it yourself? No, Joey. Joey's her caregiver. I said, oh, it's really nice. She said, my mama's hair. Yeah. She said, Mama no more. I could never know what she's thinking. In truth, no matter whether you tell me your life story or whoever I'm with, I can never really know what's going on deep inside. All I can do is open up my soul and be as silent and as present as I can humanly possibly be, so that some kind of new birth can happen. For my 60th birthday, our young adult community gave me this. The person that put it together gave people in our community these baseball-sized cards, pieces of canvas. And she told everyone that she gave them to draw a raven. I have a deep fascination with ravens. I could talk for hours. I only have 18 minutes. She said, draw a raven and put some of your soul in it. "36 stories. 36 souls. 36 sandwiches. One community." Silence, stories, midwife, hospice worker, one community. This is a picture of the death of the way I have lived. It's a picture of the birth of a new way of living and a new way of leading. Amen.